Hello. We're going to be doing a demo on just throwing a bowl, a larger bowl than normal, a larger quantity of clay. Couldn't tell you the exact amount, big hunk of clay. The idea is to use the ribs to your advantage on this one, helping to bring the wall up and out and making sure that the clay is compressed in the wall. So once you get it opened, remember, you don't open it like a cylinder. It's better to open it at a slope, where a cylinder you open go across. This one we want kind of a slope to happen. So I've got it opened at a slope, and then I'm going to just continue bringing my wall up. Compress the rim. Need to get a little bit of moisture on the outer edge. You can use your fingers and then just drip this water over your fingers as it flows down. It'll help make sure you don't have any friction as you're trying to pull. I've had to slow my wheel speed down. That means I have to slow my hand movements down as well. If I go too fast, I'm going to have uneven spots. So I want to make sure that the piece makes a full revolution before moving up some more. And almost at the rim. I'm going to leave the rim just a little bit thicker. And the clay is really wet, so when it's really wet like this, it's easy for it to slump on you. So be prepared. Sometimes you have to make 3 or 4 just to get one. Once you become a professional potter, that won't be an issue. Until that time, just happy accidents like Bob Ross says or something. Just remember that you're learning something even if you're not successful with the piece itself. You've learned something in the process of creating it. That old adage, failure is the mother of invention, and stuff like that. Use that to help ease the pain when it falls on you. Initially, when you start making big bowls like this, it's a lot of clay and it's a lot of work, and so it can be very frustrating to have it fail on you. Okay, so I need to use 2 ribs at this point. I think I'll use my metal rib and the green rib. We'll see how that goes. I get all the dry clay off of it. And if I get to it, I'll use the big wooden one. So now I'm going to go inside and I'm going to start near the bottom, and I want to match my movement. So a lot of times you curve this into the palm of your hand. I have a spot here where I can't get to just because of the shape of this. So I'm going to curve it where the curved part is out, and then I'll switch it around here in just a minute. I want to make sure I'm compressing and pulling at the same time. I'm getting a lot of that slip off, which also helps. That slip tends to weaken the structure of your piece because it's saturated clay. All that water can be removed. I mean, you need the water to keep from having friction, but once you have a surface full of slip, that water tends to want to cave in your piece. So now I'm going to go back in again. I think I'm going to have to do it the other way around. I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to go back in again, come down below, make sure my ribs match, and I'm going to use them to pull my wall up. Move the clay slowly. So as it spins around, I'm slowly moving my ribs up. They're on either side of each other just slightly off center from each other. Not exactly at the same point, but close. Okay. So a lot of times you'd have a bowl this shape and it's not that appealing, especially in this area right here. To me, that's an area where it's gonna sag. So I wanna flare it out some, which is gonna be a challenge, and I might cave in my piece. So let's just have some fun, shall we? Slowly but surely, bring the wall out. Come back down. I have a little spot here I want to clean up. Get rid of all that extra. I don't want that catching and causing the piece to cave. And then I need to clean up my rim. Now you can use a chamois. I don't have my chamois out, so I'm just gonna use a sponge. I'm gonna support with 2 fingers on either side. I'm not squishing it, I'm just holding it up. So while I push down a little bit and soften that, get rid of any sharp edges. Go back inside and clean up any stray finger marks if you don't like them. Go ahead and compress the inner portion, making sure that clean up any slip, and then if I want to leave a little decorative design, almost like a swirl, I can do that at this point. But I'm at that point where I really need it to dry some before I do anything else, and so I should possibly blow dry it a little. Okay, so I'll save you that, and then we'll see if I can come back to this and finish it off in the next clip.